The mystic Ram. Ram ran terrified by what she had seen, so much so that she sought refuge in her parents who were around one of the sacred trees. There they sat down to listen to their story, since only with the scent that the tree gave off the spirit found tranquillity and enlightenment. Ram and her parents were the last of the exiled race and won a long peace in this community, thanks to their ability to perceive the energy of beings and visualize it as a color according to the emotion they were feeling. This power was discovered when the little girl barely completed her second round of the Great Star, just before the exile. Ron spoke to her parents like this: I was on the bank of the river of colors practicing the movement of water, on the border with the non-seal, when I could see, just outside the river, a strange being trying to move into the world. What color did you see on him? Asked her mother, anguished. That was what terrified me. It was not a color I've seen before. I don't know how to describe it. I hadn't seen such a thing. I could see that he brought sadness and destruction with him. He was in his appearance? His father inquired with great concern. Just as his essence was for me so weird. Also his clothes were. It was as if he had skin that covered his entire body, but a skin that was not his, shone with the light of the great star, and it was reflected on his face, making it glow. In addition, the river water was not impregnated, it slipped rapidly. Upon hearing Ram's description, her parents turned pale. They could not believe that after such a long time of peace, the beings that once inhabited the world with them had found the source of life, place for these sacred beings who abandoned humans to discover that the tendency to the self-destruction was innate. They didn't leave the stupor when the three saw the being described by Ram. He's a plastic man, the father exclaimed, hiding his daughter behind the tree trunk. This strange being discovered his face by removing from his head a helmet that served to protect him from the pollution of his world, which was not only environmental. His skin was actually a plastic suit that served the same function protection. And as he approached the terrified parents, he took out an artifact that he used to paralyze them, and while he tied them to take them, he spoke like this to him. This is incredible. I thought its place was a legend. I have been on a quest for years that I thought was pointless. But now this will be the test that I will take as explorer. This place will be ours. Here will be kings. We are too many and there is enough here for everyone. Ram could not do anything. She was so scared she was paralyzed, but her parents were abducted and taken to the border. If I do nothing, I will lose them. But what can I do? Desperate, she fell prostrated on the ground next to the trees with tears in her eyes. They fell among the grass and reached to touch the roots, causing an amazing reaction. Suddenly, the grass that grew on the roots of the tree began to move as if all the branches danced in the same direction. Then they magically entwined with Ram's hands, causing her to climb tightly and also hold the roots. It was as if an ancestral connection was completed and the energy of both merged, creating a unique symbiosis that had never happened before. Then Ram raised his face, reflecting him like peace, godness, and infinite respect for that great being who now looked at her too. She could see his old face that reflected wisdom. All is in your hands, the big tree said in a low voice. Decide well, but there's no time. He must have reached the river. Do you think that is an obstacle? Go get them. Bring them. You are skilled and intelligent, but you still have a lot to learn. I wait for you, said the tree. Then the little girl remembered one of the teachings of her mother, who once told her that all trees were connected to each other by their roots. So with her bare foot she hit the ground hard and discovered that, like a wave, the trees they moved and propelled her so fast. that she was immediately behind the plastic man, who was about to cross the river with her parents. "You won't take them. What are you thinking to do? I will take you to." Saying this, the man released Ram's parents and prepared to subdue her, but before he could do anything, a strong weight came down his back and dragged him to the little girl's feet, leaving him motionless. "What have you done to me? How did you do it? The mother is with me and I with her." Then he noticed the eyes of the man and could see everything he had lived in his world. He could not believe how much evil was in him, an evil that had permeated him but had a cure. Then she took a container that she always carried with her and him gave the foreigner the sacred remedy to drink, so that the man could open his eyes and stay with them. "What skill do you have?" the girl asked. "I'm good at collecting stories," the man replied, and since then he won a place with the exiled, writing the stories for posterity. This is one of them now.